Oh my God. Sorry for being late. That's my fault. I'm running on Caribbean Standard Time. Hey people. Hey Shan.
Hey guys, I missed you.
We miss you
Welcome
too.
back.
Thanks. Hey everybody in the chat, I missed you guys so much.
Hey
I was having
y'all.
withdrawal, so here I is.
Okay, so does anybody want to go through and do roll call? Shan, you do it.
You want me to do just lost my light.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
let me log on. I'm out of practice, so let me log on because I'm not the StreamYard host anymore, so I don't have it like at my fingertips. So let's turn on YouTube and do the roll call. How is this for stalling? We've got Ebony Dix. She says, "Hey Barbados babe." Yes, Debbie is a babe, isn't she?
Hi.
Yes, she
I
is.
don't know about that.
I second it, Ebony. I second it. We got Trey. We got Black Lavender. Best mod in the house. Do you guys know that he's also a mod for Madame Nikki Star?
Yes.
Oh
Yes, he is.
wow!
He's moving
Black
up.
Lavender
He's
moved
moving
up.
up. He's moving up in the world. We're lucky to have him first. We got Pearl, Farmata, Gina Maxey, Gina B. Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us on this lovely November Tuesday, right before your holiday week. And weekend. I think that's it. I think that's I've shouted everybody out. Oh, we got Christy. Hey Christy, I haven't seen you
Christy.
in ages. Hey. I
Hey
think that's how
y'all.
y'all do we got Big Red. Big Red's just jumping in.
Hey Big Red.
Do you know that Big Red had salmon croquettes for breakfast? Is she bougie or what?
Oh,
Don't ask me
making me
how I know
hungry.
that, but salmon croquettes for breakfast. She bougie. I had no idea.
Nice. Nice.
Raydell is just jumping in. Ryan Rounds is here. Ryan, hey girl. Oh, this is so awesome. All these old names. I'm so happy to see you guys again. Yay. Oh, Mireille is here. Salut, Mireille. I can't say your name normal. I have to put the accent on it. Okay, so is this how you do the roll call? Did I do it right?
Yeah,
Yes. Well, yeah,
go
there's
ahead.
no right or wrong here. I
Okay.
mean,
Like we're proof of that. So
yes. We just
it's
go with the
just
flow.
pretty much that's what we do.
Sherry Bowman. Hello, Sherry. I see someone saying, "Hey, Kamal," but I do not see a Kamal. Maybe that's "Hey, Jamal."
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Hey, Kamal, if there's a Kamal
I'm
here.
I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm ready to jump into this because this
Yep.
episode was insane.
Okay. So
Do you
Family
want to start?
Chantel, right?
Yeah, we can start with Family Chantel, and then we'll end with like the more loser shows. Um, so I mean, these people are nuts. I mean, like at first I was like on team. I was team Anjanette. I'm like Winter and River were like making excuses for his behavior. I felt his behavior was inappropriate. He answered no question. I'm like, I'm Team Royal. But as the show went on, I'm like, okay, now I'm Team Anjanette. Okay, Anjanette's right. Anjanette. I'm with you. Blah blah blah. And then she starts answering questions. I'm like, okay, now y'all all lying. So I was thoroughly entertained.
So
That's my
Debbie,
overview. That's my overview. Sorry.
that's okay. Oh yes, do it, Debbie. What you got?
I found this after we spoke this morning, Jamal. So I couldn't help but share it because it says Chantel is stupid.
Wait, how does the mom say? What's the mom saying? Stupider.
This is, yeah, I didn't think this could get any stupider. Karen. Oh.
Chantel is stupid.
Okay, so I watched this show and I'm normally in a confused state, but Anjanette has me super confused. So
Why
I'm
is
gonna need
that?
help today. No, I'm seriously gonna need help today. After listening to Anjanette, I am so I don't get it. What'd you think, Shan?
Well, it's a hot mess express, but my bigger takeaway is okay, so she's too afraid to talk to her husband one-on-one, so she brings all of her friends. How do you expect him to react when it's 4-1?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my bigger picture. Like it's either his 4 to her 1 or her 4 to his 1. It's just dysfunctional altogether.
But I think if you have nothing, I get that point of view. But if you have nothing to hide, I don't care who's there. Like if you ask me a question, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. It shouldn't matter how many people are there. Like if you have nothing to lie
Mm-hmm.
about, nothing to hide. When they ask you the question, well, Royal, did you like deny the baby? It's a yes or no question.
I guess.
You
Yeah,
shouldn't be
but
you shouldn't be offended. You shouldn't be offended.
if you're Anjanette and you're timid, because I can be a little timid, if there were 4 people coming at me, even if it was my truth, I would.
But Anjanette, are we in the bar where Anjanette and her friends, or are we with Royal and his family? I'm confused. I'm so
We're
sorry.
both. We're both. I'm
Well,
both.
well, she. I mean, I can see her being intimidated back in America because she literally has no support. She's isolated, so
Yeah.
I can
Mm-hmm.
get her being intimidated. Intimidated. That's why I felt bad for her. I'm like, I see why you are the way you are. Like, there's definitely some things I feel, in my opinion, are going on at home. You don't feel comfortable. You feel judged. You don't have any support. So yeah, I definitely get that. Now she's back home, and she feels emboldened because she has the support. She feels like she can say what she has to say. So I get where she's coming from.
I think
See,
it's weak.
at the bar, when it was like Team Foreigners against Team Family Chantel, right? Um, he seemed to completely disengage. Like the shutters came down, and I don't think it had anything to do with her and her friends and Pedro asking questions of him.
Danger.
Um, I think he would do that on a one-on-one basis because he just doesn't feel like he has to answer, or he just doesn't
Mm.
know what he can say, or he's caught in his lies, and it's just like danger, danger, shut down. Like
Ah.
he just is a rude mf'er who just can't carry on, can't communicate. He
Yeah.
just can't.
Yeah.
He
And
can't, and he's just
no,
I'm so conflicted on this because I want to know if this is damage from being in the military or if this is damage from being in Chantel's family.
but he doesn't. The funny thing to me is he doesn't like his family at all. Zero, none. Like if you really look at the episodes, you really don't hear him address anyone by name.
That's true.
Like nothing. Like that's just what I've seen. Maybe I've missed something. He doesn't address. He doesn't say mom. He doesn't say dad. He doesn't say Chantel, River, Winter. I haven't heard him speak any of their names once. He'll speak in inference when someone else is talking about somebody. Like
Mhm.
when Engineer said, "Well, he told me Chantel is stupid." He's like, "Well, hey, we all have our opinions," but he never speaks their name, which tells me like you just don't like your family.
Interesting
Mhm.
observation. I have an interesting, not popular thought theory. I personally don't think that the father is Chantel and Royal's dad. The way that he interacts with River and Winter is totally different than how he doesn't even try and speak to Royal. Or did they have some huge blow up and so now they just don't communicate at all? And maybe that's also why he doesn't refer to him as dad.
Unfortunately, I think Thomas is the father of all 4 of these offshoots. I really
Offshoots.
do. Royal does favor his father. He does.
You think? Where do you
Yeah,
see that? Did I
the
miss that
nose and the
episode?
eye area.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
favor and behavior. I was like,
No,
huh?
well, he does as well because Thomas is a man of few words, and I
True.
wonder if he learned if Royal. These names are so ridiculous.
Aren't they? And they're hard to keep track of for some
Yes,
reason.
yes. I wonder if Royal has his anger issues from his dad. And here's why I'm asking this. I'm always very wary of people who don't talk
They scare me.
because people who don't talk are like tick, 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 boom.
Boom.
And I wonder because Thomas has had to deal with Karen for all of these years. Poor man. I wonder if he's learned to disconnect himself from hearing all of that crap and seeing all of that crap. And like he's learned to delay his boom, whereas Royal has not learned that yet. And I agree with Jamal. I don't think Royal likes anyone in his family.
So why agree to be on a show? Did he need the money? Sorry, Jamal, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. So I just pulled up an article, just trying to figure out what's going on with their family. So what it comes down to is Royal and Chantel do not get along. They have some issues, and I don't think they didn't play that on the show yet. Now, why he's on the show, I can't speak to. I'm still reading, but that is, I now can see the tension between those two. They have some sort of underlying issues with each other, and because you can feel the tension between those two in particular, like they do not like each other.
But then why is he confiding in his sister?
Apparently? He says he's not, which begs to be another issue I'm having with them, because she's saying, well, you told me this. He's like, no, he's like, why would I tell her anything? No, I didn't. And then Chantel comes back and says, like, well, you may not remember that you said it, but you said it. I'm like, okay.
The last, I would say, 15 minutes of this episode was just packed full of lies, inconsistencies, and bewilderment for me. Because I left off going, huh? What? Wait, but you said, and she said, what?
But then there was the one cute moment where Pedro tried to be like, in our relationship, we try to communicate, and everybody just was like, are you trying to give us relationship?
Jamal, you said something to me earlier about what poor Pedro said.
You know, like, it's bad when Pedro's the only one making sense. Like, it's really, really bad. That should never happen. Like, you're the only one making sense right now. River and Winter, I'm going to need Winter to sit down and always stay quiet at this point, because, ma'am, you should be quiet at this point, because you are the wet blanket. You are the doormat. You shouldn't say anything. You should not have an opinion at this point, because you ain't got a grip. You don't have a grip on your own, like, relationship situation. So, because you was with a man and you didn't know he had a baby or another baby, so you have no room to speak on anything. Be easy. River, you sit down too, because we don't know what you got going on in your life. So basically, all I see you do is show up on the show with no job. Stop it.
Well, at least at the end, he was questioning his brother's actions, whereas I find that this family normally just goes in and enables all of this bad behavior. At the end, River was the only one who said, I don't like what Royal is doing right now. You know, and I agree with you. Winter should sit down, but only for a safety reason, because she's got clothesline this season. She got wrestled last season. Like, I feel really bad for her, and she doesn't deserve it. She seems like a nice girl.
She does, but she doesn't know how to bob and weave.
I was gonna say, she just needs to do a little of this.
I think amongst family, you should not be bobbing and weaving unless you're part of WWE. That's just my 2 cents.
I know can I ask about Pedro's family though? Can you believe his sister can drive before he can?
You call that driving?
I know, right?
Yeah, I was like, what was that? I was so confused. I was like, no.
And that was just a little Corolla, but it looked like it was a giant Cadillac.
Ay, ay, ay.
Sorry, that was a highlight for me, watching her drive.
I don't understand how Nicole thought how she was talking to her mom last night.
What was her mom wearing and why?
Isn't she like a bootleg lawyer or something?
Dressed like a man?
Yeah.
Who's a bootleg
Mama
lawyer?
Lydia, Mama Lydia.
I thought she's a divorce lawyer.
Bootleg.
She's like a legal something that helps make, arrangements, some things that no one's supposed to know about in the immigration departmento.
But it was pitch black, and she was dressed like she was, I don't know, Charlie Chaplin.
Ah,
Where
she's
was you going?
so Lydia's actually a divorce lawyer.
You mean legal assistant?
No, she's a legit lawyer.
Assistant?
Come on,
Sorry.
let's give her some props.
Well, then why does she need
Right.
all Pedro's money? All right.
Cause she's smart. Why spend her own?
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I always forget. You can spend other
Yeah.
people's money. I always forget that. This is
Yeah,
what I'm
but-
doing wrong in life.
For once, I'm on Team Lydia's side because
Yep.
I just could not roll up to my mom's house
Woof.
at that age with a whole man that I never told my mother that I was seeing, and with his suitcases, and expecting to have familial relations with this whole man in the bedroom next to hers.
I do agree with you on that.
And I also blame Alejandro because he should have known better. Come on now.
How would he know better if his
Okay.
girl, he probably thought his girl had respect and manners to
a
check in
grown
with
man-
her mama.
A grown man showing up to his girlfriend's mother's house who he's never met. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Well,
No.
this
Come on
is
now.
if he's accustomed to this is reflective of the type of woman he is accustomed to having relations with. Because I'm sorry to say this, like, no one that I know, maybe it's just a Caribbean thing, but we just can't roll up with our, penis of the day
It's
to
not
come
just-
and
it's
stay
not
at
just-
our mama's house.
It's not just a Caribbean thing. There's no way in black folks they looking at who is this? Where's she going? Like the first thing would happen, where's she going? Before she wouldn't even got into the house. It'd be like, where's she going? And why she got that?
Well, what's the suitcase for?
Right.
Like 4 suitcases. He came loaded, and only one thing for Mother Lydia. Really?
Two.
That cat pee perfume do not count.
It was
And
a
wait,
gift.
doesn't he live in New York? Couldn't he have gone to Canal Street and gotten her like
He
I don't know?
did. Those were
He
all
did.
bootleg.
Okay,
not
but if you're
bootleg.
gonna go to Canal Street, you're gonna get bootleg guests. Couldn't you do like bootleg
No, that's what Canal
Tory
Street
Burch?
is. No, that's what Canal Street is. It's all bootleg and
Yeah, but bootleg guests? You get what I'm saying? If you're gonna do bootleg, couldn't you get her like Tory Burch or?
maybe he thought it was Gucci. He saw a G and just went with it.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He thought
Good
G
one.
like, hey, G equals Gucci.
But let's also talk about her behavior at his friend's house or his family's
Oh my
house.
God.
I
That was crazy.
died. I
That's
literally
crazy.
put the covers over my head. I was like, she's not doing this. She's not doing this in front of kids, cussing in front of kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what did we
Damn.
expect?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
But she's a soon to be university grad, so she's up there. So you would think she would have better manners than that.
Her mama raised her to have a certain class. I don't see it. She did not demonstrate it.
I don't know. She was just, let me see if I can share this image because I don't get this either.
Alexis in the comments while you are pulling this up says Nicole is beyond obnoxious. There's got to be
She
a
was.
harsher adjective than obnoxious.
And again, I blame, this is where I get off the Lydia train, and I blame Lydia and Pedro for her thinking that this type of behavior was okay when you meet in your boyfriend's family for the first time. Really? She
Standing
just
up,
she
cussing out.
skin up all of her skirts, told off him, the family, like I'm with his friend who said, if she behaving like this, get rid of her.
Same.
Ebony Dix says, I'm just sick of reading the subtitles.
Me too. That's what I said last week. I was like, I don't want to put in the extra effort of reading this cat piss. I really can't.
Ryan Round says, me too. I'm tired at 9 p.m.
And then on top of that, once we got to the end of this debacle, we get downstairs and there's a taxi waiting for her. This screamed to me that the whole thing was staged, and I was done.
Right.
I don't want to see anything more with her.
Just like the apartment, like your friend just happened to be out of town. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just happen to have a taxi. I didn't see you pick up a phone call, no taxi.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't think it's just sitting there waiting for them.
Not at
That
I
just,
thought
all.
it was the
yeah.
crew van. It looked like one of those crew vans.
Didn't she say she was going to the taxi?
Yeah, but I thought it was the crew van. Who knows? You're right, it is staged. It is staged, but it's so entertaining.
She
No?
was
Okay.
just barely. I'm just waiting for her mother to go off on her next week. And if she doesn't, and I read through all of that, and there's like no annihilation of Nicole, I'm gonna be really
Nicole.
pissed.
Are you going to
Sorry,
keep watching? No, I liked how
I
you
don't
said
know.
that.
Yeah, bad Barbadian pronunciation.
No, that's how they say it though. Nicole. That's how they say it.
Same thing with Michelle. We say it so
Her name,
wrong.
her
No,
name is
I like it.
her name is Nikki. Quit playing. Her name is Nikki.
Oh, let's just give up. It's just whole.
She's annoying. She's just annoying. It's like, what do you do? Like, like she's 25. Maybe she's just graduating, but at 25, shouldn't she be done unless she's getting a master's? Like, and she doesn't seem excited to be going for a master's, so maybe she changed her major a couple times.
Wait, she's 25 whole years?
She's 25. I thought she was 19, and when they flashed up to 25, I was like, whoa. That's what I
Okay,
said too.
I gotta reevaluate. That's so weird. Okay, so I'm gonna
25.
drop.
And
Will
she's
you
a soon
guys
to be
keep
university.
will you guys keep watching to figure out who's lying on the other storyline? Like whose storyline are you more invested in?
I'm more invested in
Obviously.
I'm more invested in whatchamacallit, Royal and Anjanette, and
Okay.
then Alejandro and Nicole. I mean, I need Chantel and Pedro to get demoted to friend of the show. Yeah, your name is in the title. I don't care. I don't care about you. The episode was fantastic because we didn't hear from you except for like 2 moments. Perfect. That's all you need. You're a friend of the show. Don't say
Oh
anything.
Oh my
Unless
gosh.
Chantel's going to talk about the work she's had done on her body
Yes.
and how she really met Pedro. I don't care about anything else. I just don't.
my. Okay. Okay.
I just
How
don't
about
care.
you,
Oh my
Debbie?
god.
Who are you more invested in?
Um, I'm invested in the hope of Madre Lydia.
Uh-huh. You
I
want to
want
see it.
her to annihilate Nicole.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
I'm down for that. Before I go, so I have to go in about 7 minutes. Yes, that is true too. That is true too. Before I go, I have to go in about 7 minutes.
Mhm.
Is part of your topics today to talk about I Love a Mama's Boy?
At the end, a
We can,
smidge, yeah. But
yeah,
we could work. If you have to leave, we can work it a little bit now
yeah.
because I really want Kim just to pick up her shoe, like maybe a good
Like a
heel,
chancleta.
and just smack Matt across the face, whatever his name is. I just can't stand him. Well, my mom has really good. I don't care about your mom. I don't. She's not gonna be in here. That's it.
Why does she need a bedroom? Is that just her almost marking her territory, like pissing on the house? Like,
Mhm.
that is
Yeah,
what
that's
that
all it
is,
is.
right? Like, why are you taking up 400 square feet of this 1,000 square feet, you whore?
I
Sorry.
just no, it's
Sorry.
not even that. Where I have the problem is that you're
Sorry.
giving all the power to what's the mom's name? Kelly.
Kelly. Kelly.
There would be no way that I'm thinking about getting into a relationship with a man and living on his mom's property in a converted garage slash shed. And his mom paying for all of that and demanding a key and demanding a room, and her house is 400 feet away. Like, why couldn't she see danger? Danger. Oh my God.
Right. The
Like
fact that
that man is not independent. The umbilical cord is still stretching 400 feet from the main house to your garage.
the simple fact that y'all moved back. Yeah, you had a fire at your apartment. The fact that you guys just didn't move to another apartment in Santa Monica, but you came all the way back to where your mama lived. That's a problem for me.
Yeah, because like how much could they have lost in the apartment?
He couldn't. I couldn't like. I just couldn't handle living with my mother. But you got a whole woman next to you.
A beautiful, loving, like sexy woman. Like it's not like she's some hag.
But that relationship's not real though. In my opinion, I'm sorry.
I might have said that at the beginning.
He is not handling his business. We know she's handling business though. We all know. That's okay.
Okay. Shakeb being shocked about what's the girlfriend's name? Shakeb and
Emily
being shocked about Emily's parents wanting her with a Korean. Really? That was shocking to you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I loved her mom though.
Wasn't
her
she
mom
fantastic?
was hilarious. Her mom
Leave him.
When her mother said, "You need to like work on your body." I was like, Mom.
That is an Asian mom thing, though. You got to remember. So I was married to an Asian. Like that is Asian culture.
You have to fix that. When she said you have to fix that, you lose some weight. I was like, "Ma'am, that's her daughter. You're supposed to be like, you're beautiful." She's like, "Nah, you got."
I thought she told Shakeb to lose the weight.
No, she was telling
Emily.
Oh my God. Emily doesn't need to lose weight.
She said she's a men like this, not girls like you. I'm like, wow.
Oh my God.
It was fantastic.
She wanted rich.
Before
Korean
you go,
doctor.
Shan, I want to bring up our guest.
Just who do we have? Oh
damn. You know what though? I have to be honest.
Her mother my sound every time. Hold on.
What?
No, Shan always has audio problems. Don't worry, fix it,
Can you guys
Shan.
hear me this way?
Yeah. We can hear you. Can you hear
I'm
us?
gonna drop myself. Bring me back up.
Okay.
You know, with the Emily thing, I kind of agree with her mother because Emily is facially challenged. I'm sorry. Like, she could lose all the weight she wants.
Oh,
Bobby,
Lord.
Facially challenged.
Okay, truthfully, you think she's pretty? Like, truthfully.
She's precious.
She's a solid 5.
Okay, let me say this. Would you like your grandchild to have that face?
Well, see, it's hard to say this because, you know, Black folk and Asian folk, we tend to do pretty well. So,
no, we don't, Tiger Woods. No, we don't.
There's bound to be mess ups, okay, Bobby?
Tiger Woods.
There's exceptions to every rule.
Oh, Lord. Hello. Hi, Queen. Shan, can you hear us? No? Oh, no.
Shan, can you hear us?
Bye.
Oh, bye. Aw. It was nice having Shan back today. She's going to be coming back more often, guys.
I will say this, though. I thought Emily was a smidge older than 24. I had her around the 29 to 30 stage. But when I saw 24, I was like, okay.
Listen.
Maybe.
What they weren't saying is they know how their daughter looks. They know she would have a hard time getting a Korean man. I'm sorry. It is what it is. They not, no. She ain't it. No. That's not what they want. They want those girls that are in black ink, black pink. They want those girls who are in the K-pop. That's what they want.
True.
But they're all, aren't they like
yeah, so go get a few procedures. Yeah, get a few procedures. Yeah. Call it a day.
Oh.
Or you have to be Caucasian.
Huh?
Or Caucasian.
Yeah, they don't want they don't want anything.
I think Emily and Shakib would have a cute baby though.
No.
No.
They don't have features that match.
Because the reason why the reason why is because in that pairing, the dominant gene would be the Asian gene.
They're both Asian.
They're both Asian.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it would be Emily.
It would be Emily's genes would be more dominant because her features are more pronounced.
I don't know. I think they'd have a cute little munchichi.
Shout out to you. Let somebody in your family do it.
Shout out to you.
I don't know. I just think they'd be cute, and it would kill Layla. I think that's why I want it to happen.
But you know, Layla doesn't like her because she's not. What is he?
Afghani.
Pakistani. Oh, the Afghani?
Afghani.
Yeah.
Oh
Hi
God, where's
guys.
Pedro over?
Hey,
Hi,
Pearl. Hey,
Pearl.
Queen.
Hey everybody. Hey Abulavi. Hey Pearl. Hey Jamal. Hey Derek. Hey everybody in the chat.
So where
What
do
are
you
you
guys want
cooking
to
up,
start?
Lovey?
Oh, I'm cooking some pies because Thanksgiving is on Thursday. But I like to cook it 2 days before. That's when you warm it up, it's perfect.
Nice.
Mm.
Can I come over?
I was gonna say everybody at Abulavi's for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, do a cherry one for me.
Oh, that's nice.
I
So where
actually
we go?
never made cherry pie.
So where we gonna start, ladies? Pearl, Queen, what show do y'all want to dive on in?
I want to talk about Mama's Boy. Listen, I.
Well, before you start, just
Oh,
drop me
go on.
down a
Sorry.
second. I'll come back. I haven't watched Mama's Boy. I will just to talk about Family Chantel, but I'm listening in. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Right.
Wait. Okay, I'm gonna drop you down. All right.
So I binge watched the whole thing over the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and oh my god, I went from being cringy, right, to actually getting a bit pissed off because
Oh.
these girls, women, girlfriends are just being played by these mothers. Literally, they're being played by these mothers. It's so like I'm like, come on, women, grow some balls or something. Like I don't even know where to begin. First of all, like I find Emily annoying. Like I find her voice a bit. She's so whiny, If she spends less time whining and more time trying to win over Shakib from his mother, make more progress in the relationship. But every time that they're alone, she keeps whining about the mother, you know. And then the one with the house that they're building, right?
Matt,
And, what are their names? Kim
Matt
and
and
Kelly.
Kim.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I'm like, that girl knows that that's not her house, right? like, like she knows that she has no ownership in that house. It's the mother's house. He's
Yes.
not put a ring on her finger.
Mhm.
Girl, you have no security. You have no guarantee in this relationship. He's not married to you. So what are you? You're just playing house. Like you need to you need to lay something down. You need to forget the house, get that ring first, and then you start building the house together, and then you lay the law down. Because once you break up, you're out of that house. The mother is not thinking about you for that house. It's her son and whatever female that he ends up with. So stop being played by this woman. And I mean, if I were, I would just when they have their like nighttime tea, whatever, I would just put myself in the middle of two of them. I'm like, oh guys, I'm gonna join you now. You have to find a way to get back at this moms because they will just run you into the ground. Like, completely. I mean, I've never seen anyone so manipulative like Shakib's mom. Like, how can you play with your illness all the time to get him to like run to your side? Like, and why aren't any of these women using your sexuality to, that's one thing the mothers can't do for the sons. So why don't you just play on that? I
I
feel
don't
like
think that's gonna work for Kim.
Because they
doesn't
already fostered an environment where the mother knows she's first.
I know, but I feel like they all need to just sit down and watch like Desperate Housewives from beginning to the end and pick up a few clues, like a few skills from like those housewives on the show, because you have to be able to you you're not married yet, and these women are controlling what you eat. They're controlling lingerie you wear. Like, what happens when you get married? Like, you have to lay the law down now, and otherwise, it will follow you into the marriage. Like, if I were like the other one whose mom is into clean eating, I would just order like a double cheeseburger with fries and onion rings, just to make you know that you can't control what I eat.
Here's the thing.
It's
Oh, well, sorry.
No, I'm actually done.
Oh, sorry. Here's what trips me out. All these women got whole husbands, but they tripping off their sons. That still confuses me.
Those men are having affairs, all of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
They're all having
I
Okay.
know Layla husband for sure is having
Yeah.
one.
Oh man, when she said, I have. Look, don't talk to me that way. I have respect for you, so be quiet." I'm like, "Yep, yeah. You could be right, Debbie."
Well,
and
didn't Shakib say that my dad is so appreciative that I,
Yep.
take care of my mom so much? Hello. Yeah.
Yep. True. He said that. I'm like, "Your dad's happy that your mama's hanging out with you a lot." Oh yeah. I didn't think it that way till you just brought it up. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up. He's like, "I'm
yeah,
free."
exactly. But you know what, Emily, if Emily was smart, what she would do is she would try to win over the dad. Because I think the dad kind of likes her. At least he's polite to her. When she came to the birthday, he stood up for, to say hello and stuff like that. If you stop trying to win over the mom, that's not going to happen. Win over the dad, then that's a 50-50 chance here. So, you got your hooks into one parent. Otherwise, Shakib's mom is going to run her out. She's going to run out of that relationship. She's not strong enough to handle that relationship.
Hey,
Wita,
Well,
Gakatua.
hi.
Hi everyone.
hi, Gatura.
Hi.
So my thought on Mama's boy.
Mhm.
The one who's building a house, what's his name? And the girl?
Kim.
Kim and Matt. Yeah.
That girl is too pressed to be in that situation because that's a situation, it's not a relationship. She's too pressed.
Yeah.
I feel like she's trying to be the mother now to the poor boy. And I
Hmm.
think and I think she needs to take a step back and analyze whether that's actually a situation she needs to be in to begin with. Because one, you're going to be living in the same house, in the same, literally the same place with this woman. She's going to have control over your life, and you literally are going to be like this your boyfriend's father. You will be in the background and apologizing to people when the two of you the rest are having a fight and agreeing over things when the rest of you are not agreeing over things. So I think she needs to take a step back. She's too pressed because I saw she was asking that she needs to get engaged, they need to build a house. There's no way I'd build a house in someone's mother's backyard and there's a possibility she's going to come and live in the same house. She could literally like move out from her house, leave the husband over there, and come and stay with them. That's a possibility because it's her property anyway.
So
Right.
that's why Kim should move into the main house and take away Kelly's
Exactly.
husband.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with
I
you.
think also I don't think the husbands are actually bitter men. I think they are very content men and they're having the time of their life. Because if these women would if I was a man and I'm married to any of them, whether Shakib's mom or is it what's his name again? Matt?
Yes.
Whether either of the two, whether I'm married to their moms, and that's the person I have in my life, I would want to have a break from them. So I think those men are actually enjoying themselves because they're not under scrutiny from their wives. So I think they're having the time of their life, and I think that they're very content with that situation, and they hope the sons remain in the picture so that they don't have to deal with all this.
No, I
For
think those men are cheated.
pardon?
No, I said, I mean, are they really living their lives with no affection, the husbands? They must be getting affection from someone because they're not getting it from their wives. Their wives
And
have
that's
been,
what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I think they're living a very good life because they can be out there doing their thing without having been questioned over it with a wife. Like, where were you? Why didn't you come home at 9 and whatnot?
yeah.
For Shakib's mom, I
Mm-hmm.
feel she's those women who are literally manipulative. And I have encountered one that she could literally say, come home, I am dying. Not my mother, a friend's mother. She could be like, come home, I am dying. And then when you get to the house, she's okay. In fact, she's eating. And you're like, wait, did you say you were dying? She's like, no, I just missed you and I needed you home. Just
Oh.
that.
Wow.
So I feel like the mothers and the sons, both of them need to go to therapy because their relationship is not healthy at all. It's very creepy relationship, and these are the relationships where you might end up hearing someone sad a child with their son or their mother or something. It's too creepy.
I
You
don't
know, with
know.
Shakib's mom.
I with the Kim and Matt situation, I just get the feeling like Kim is edging towards laying down that ultimatum. It's either your mother or me, and she's going to be on the losing end of that ultimatum.
Yeah.
I think she should just make a nice exit and go about her business and find someone who isn't permanently attached to their mother.
Yeah.
Exactly. I believe so. Because I don't think that relationship is healthy for any human being. Unless I'm also coming along with my mother, and my mother is also overbearing, like his mother, then it would make sense. Then we will make it the battle of the mothers. But the way she's trying to get into that situation, it will not work out. She's trying to be alpha, and the mother is also alpha, so it won't work out.
No,
And
but
for the late, yes, Paul.
sorry. Sorry, guys. I apologize. And I was just gonna say, like, I don't actually think Kim is trying to be alpha, and that's the problem I have with her. I wish she would try and be more alpha. She's too like, what's the other end? Omega, whatever. She's too much.
Beta.
She's too much at the losing end, and she just stays there. Like she doesn't put her foot down on anything. She just goes with the flow. I would have agreed to that house on that compound. I don't care how much money we're saving.
Exactly.
I never would have agreed to that.
But what I'm saying, she's trying to be alpha in a position of being a girlfriend, right? She's trying to voice her opinions and even calls out the boyfriend out on it. If she was beta, as you call it, I think she would have been quiet and be like, the moment one thing was disputed within the time they were having the conversation with the architect, she would have kept quiet. But she kept on going. And if you remember, at some point they separated from the mother and the son and went to talk with the architecture along with the dad, because she was like, you know what, over there, let me just deal with this man, we will figure it out. That's what I'm saying. She's trying to be an alpha, to show also how you want to control your son. I think I can do slightly like what you want to do. So let's square it out and see who's going to have the better of this man. But the son himself is such a douche. Doesn't even have a mind of his own.
I don't know. The only alpha in that relationship is Kelly, because she's
Yeah,
the one
she
who's
is.
paying for everything. And no matter what Kim says, once Kelly talks, it's done. And I could not, maybe I'm just too old to understand this, but I couldn't be in a relationship like that.
I
I just
agree.
couldn't.
I also wouldn't be in such a relationship. It's too much work.
Hell
And
no.
yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
she's getting more than $1,000 an episode for this crap.
Um,
Okay,
Okay.
let's
Yes,
Family
yes, madam.
Chantel. Oh my god, that episode was hilarious. I'm Team Chantel,
Wait a
and I
minute,
never
hold
thought I
on,
would
hold
say
on,
that.
hold
Wait,
on.
what? Wait,
No,
wait. I
no,
gotta
no,
hear
no.
this. Why? Why?
Because River is telling, okay, there's a lot. So at first I thought I was trying to figure out, because at the end of the show it was whose line. That's who I was playing. First I thought it was Chantel. When he was like, oh, I would tell my friends before I tell you, I don't tell you nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I said you would have to tell her something in order to be on the show. The show takes from your real life. They're not going to put you on if there's nothing in your real life that's, a little bit interesting. They're just going to pick and pry. Then it comes out in the preview for next week that was Antoinette's mother. And that's not, there's no reason for her to be talking to her uncle. That was and she just said, oh, that's not my mother. So I'm saying, wait a minute, another lie. Then, okay, this is the big thing we got to talk about, and we just have to do a whole thing about this. The Antoinette pregnancy makes no sense to me. Women who have had children before, I need you to call in or to explain it to me how you come to America, you get pregnant, you get married the 1 week, and you have a miscarriage. I'm not saying it can't happen, but that timeline was sounding odd to me, and I couldn't find the truth in River and Antoinette. Everything just kept being a lie. So I have to go with Chantel.
I agree with you as well regarding the pregnancy thing. I'm thoroughly confused by this
Same.
because I want to know when was the last time Royal was in Philippines.
Here's the thing,
That
though,
would help me a lot. And
Debbie.
then mom, go ahead.
I was going to add to that. Karen said the reason why they were confused is because Royal hadn't been to the Philippines in quite a while.
That's
But
quite
Karen
a lot.
also said when Aunt Jeanette came over, she was kind of patted in the middle.
Let me tell you what I did. You know, I stopped the thing. I had to put on my binoculars and see if she was pregnant. Now, she's very small. So
Exactly.
I didn't know if that was a food, but there is a pouch. I don't know if that's food or that's a baby.
But
I don't think it's a baby.
she's small. It would be her first pregnancy, and correct me if I'm wrong, but for first pregnancies, don't like, isn't it like you could get away a little bit longer before
They
showing?
just said that was Rivers.
It depends on the culture. It depends on the person. Everybody's body works
Yeah.
differently.
But
I
so
don't
Queen, you
know.
have children. So can you explain to us what she was saying? Because I feel like there's something getting lost in translation.
I'm a bit lost as well. To be honest, this is the first episode out of everything that I've watched.
I kind of understood
I
it.
feel like because I was cooking, I'm gonna have to go back and really, really listen to everything. But I'm lost myself.
You're still
Like
going
you
to be
said,
lost. We've been lost from the
there's-
first episode regarding this pregnancy.
Well,
I
this
need to
is how I
understand,
understood it.
like Mr. Bin Abulavi said, or whoever said, sorry, about when Royal, when Royal was last there.
Yeah.
And then if she was pregnant, I'm confused about when she was traveling, because usually after a certain point with pregnancies, doctors usually advise against travel, or they advise against long haul travel. So
See, I thought she was fresh pregnant. That's my thing. Because she didn't even look like she was showing. Oh my
I
God, I'm
thought she was
using really local language. I'm sorry.
the way I
Fresh
took it. She
pregnant.
was pregnant. She was pregnant, like fresh off the plane. That's what way I took it. Like I thought she was only like 2 weeks
No, that's not what
pregnant.
we call fresh pregnant. Like first trimester is like fresh pregnant.
No, I thought she was 2 weeks pregnant when she got off the plane.
Can
That's the
you
way I
know
took
you're
it.
pregnant at 2 weeks?
Right. That's
Yes,
how I
you
was
can.
confused.
You can?
you can, with an
You
early,
can. You can.
early pregnancy test, that it will
Let me
show
ask
up
you
in the
something.
urine.
When does it show in your blood work?
Usually within
2
about
weeks.
2
14 days.
So then it couldn't, because she said she had a miscarriage at the hospital. So this is not making sense.
Can I say what I think happened?
Yeah.
I think that she arrived in America and she looked a little bloated, right? So people thought, oh, could she be pregnant? But she hasn't said she's pregnant or anything. I think that the pregnancy was confirmed later on, probably weeks and weeks into it. So she later on found out that she was pregnant, but then they were thinking, oh, hang on, she looked pregnant when she arrived. So was she pregnant before she got here, or was she pregnant when she got here? Because we weren't told at what point she lost her baby. We weren't told at what point they found out she was pregnant from when she arrived in America.
Right,
So
but remember, Karen said that they got married within the first week of her arriving, and
yes,
she feels that they rushed the wedding. Instead of waiting 90 days, they rushed it because she was pregnant.
Mhm.
How much y'all want to bet this Maurice baby?
You're bad for that.
I'm gonna tell you, this is Maurice baby.
but I think we weren't given any timeline, so it's hard to say. But that's the impression I got, is that later on, after she was married, they announced to the family she was pregnant, and then she had a miscarriage, and then people thinking, oh, hang on, she looked pregnant when she got there. So I think it's that whole. But they could have easily been able to tell from a pregnancy test how far along she was pregnant, to be able to decide whether or not she got pregnant before or after she got to America. So that could have easily been,
But then
confirmed.
why not say that? Because
From what?
Go ahead.
My whole thing is this, though. If Royal, if you think Anjanette's baby wasn't yours, why would you marry her anyway? That's why his attitude is completely.
Because he's a simp.
Did you say he's a simp of lobby? Yeah, with you. Not a simp.
But
No,
I
like he's
don't
like,
know. It's
like
from the way she was explaining it, or how I understood it, unless I got it wrong, is when she got to the hospital is when she was told she had a miscarriage
Mhm.
or something like that.
Yes.
So she didn't know she was pregnant.
Correct.
Then she went to the hospital. Then she was told, "Oops, you have had a miscarriage," right?
Mhm.
So, it means it was, as Debbie is putting it, fresh pregnant.
Mhm.
Like she was really fresh pregnant, yes. But
Yes.
then now my question comes in: if Royal thought that was not his baby, logical step is not to get married, sorry. Logical
right.
step is to take a step back and try to figure out.
Mhm.
So whose baby is this?
To take a
Weren't they
paternity-
married already though?
How long would it take to take a paternity test? When can you do it?
I think
Um,
I think these days you can do it within, well, when the child is when you're 6 months pregnant.
So you can't do that because he has 90 days.
Oh
Yeah, but
yeah.
if he wasn't in the Philippines within a certain amount of time, say he wasn't in the Philippines for 6 months, and
Mhm.
she comes over 2 weeks pregnant or whatever,
mhm.
Right.
that's Maurice's baby.
Yeah.
You mean Tyrone?
No, I mean Maurice, one of the lesbian scissor sisters that's there. Unless I don't know, Royal has some super sperm that can jettison over to the Philippines at will. It's just not making sense. I don't have enough information. And what's worse is that I find Anjanette says A and then turns around and says Z, and then I'm lost in between.
And my thing is
Like,
also Royal doesn't seem to be too broken up over the miscarriage.
Exactly.
That's
Because
It
where
he
I
didn't
struggle
seem
as well. He just seems really just nonplussed about the situation, like not empathetic, not like she's been going through a tough time. None of that. It's like he's completely detached from everybody.
well, we don't know how. When did we don't know when she had that miscarriage, though, do we? We don't know if it was.
I got the impression it was before she came to America, or the
No,
first week she came to
No,
America, or something like that.
no,
she had the miscarriage in
in
the
America.
States.
Right.
Okay, let's look. Let's pay attention. We need a timeline. We need to figure out when their marriage license was because they're shooting 2019 either November or December because Chantel was supposed to graduate. So we need to figure out what is the timeline.
Oh Lord, that's too much work.
But you have to
Do
because
you
there's
see this,
nothing clear.
Queen? You're going to be so confused no matter how many times you watch it. You're going to be super confused because we're all confused here. And
What
it's
kind of?
because they're purposely leaving out bits of information on this.
yeah, and I'll come to the realization through somebody else that well, not necessarily TLC, but Sharp have a thing about hiring couples, not just in terms of an interesting situation, but usually one of them has a secret that will be revealed later on or come to light.
Oh yeah, otherwise we
It,
won't watch it.
Because this is another thing that was bizarre about them. They said that they got married. The marriage timeline is off too. Antoinette said they got married a week after she came. River said they got married a couple days. Karen said 2 days. Did Karen go to the wedding? It was in the courthouse. There's a lot of things that's not making sense.
Well,
and I
let's just
think
say
that's
it's
why I'm
within a week.
also, go ahead, Paul.
No, no, I was just answering. Like, let's just assume it's within a week they got married.
Yeah.
I, it's a bit confusing, and I think the people who would have told us the truth, or maybe it's just a script that TLC is trying to put out there, so to make us confused, and then we'll reveal a bit later the whole entire truth, allegedly.
I want to
I
ask
don't
you
know.
ladies a question. When in the final minutes of the episode, when they were doing that family meeting, how did you guys interpret all of the each time Royal touched Anjanette, it didn't look affectionate to me. It looked like a type of touching as if to issue a warning,
Passive aggressive.
it was a very controlling type of touch. It didn't look affectionate to me. I don't see Royal being affectionate to this girl at all. What do you guys think?
It looked like it was how can I put it, like a power move, like I'm trying to tell you, shut up, do not talk,
Yes.
let it go. That's how I saw it.
He's
Yeah, this
very
is what I said.
sorry. He's very he's got a very passive aggressive stance. He has anger issues. He needs anger management. He's got a lot
Mm-hmm.
of built up resentment galore. It,
Mm-hmm.
like the way that he was kind of talking to the parents and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Yeah.
like you were saying, Miss Debbie, about Caribbean parents, I could never walk into my parents' house and say that or do that. I'd be seeing stars or hope that I'd wake up. Do you get what I mean? Walking in the room and telling everybody time to go. And
That was
the
Or
way,
go home. Yeah. And
yeah.
I have it's what Jamal said is true. Like he never addresses them. Like if I go into my mom, hey ma, I say her name. I address her, and he doesn't do that. And I find that so like
Disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Yeah. I
It's
know. So
very
if
dismissive as well. It's just like y'all over there kind of people.
I
I
get
don't know.
I get also like he doesn't want to be in that whole family dynamic. Like it feels like he's being forced to be there. Like he's in a, like you're in a situation but you don't want to be there, and then you forget you're supposed to pretend like you want to be there, and then you go all nuts because you also have your own issues. That's the
is
vibe I get.
Raw the oldest child? Sorry. Is Raw the oldest child?
Yeah.
Yes.
To me, on some levels, I can understand some of the behavior because sometimes when it comes to first-time parents and the first child that's kind of born, sometimes parents make a lot of mistakes with the first child, and then there's sometimes a lot of pressure on that oldest child to stand up, to be accountable, to look after brothers and sisters, and it can form different types of resentment and anger towards the parents. And then looking at the relationships with Winter, River, Chantel, it seems like they've poured into Chantel a lot compared to the others. So there might be resentment on Royal's part because a lot of us, like I'm the oldest of 5, so I've watched my parents come out of the ghetto, but my siblings that are the youngest, they've never known that life. They've never known certain aspects of how I grew up. So I see a lot with a lot of the older children in terms of the responsibility, some of the resentment when it comes to the younger children and the generational gaps sometimes.
But you know what I've always said about Royal? I think his problem with Chantel is I don't want this to sound nasty, but he's mad that he can't have a girl like her. Like, that's what he wants.
Okay.
And because he's so socially awkward, he has to tear her down every time they're around. Because if you notice, every time it comes to Chantel, he doesn't call Winter stupid. He doesn't talk badly about Winter.
Okay.
But Chantel is about her looks, her intelligence,
Well, he does clothesline Winter, though. I'd rather be spoken badly about than being hit.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to hit Winter.
But then also because of the way that he's seen the mum deal with Chantel and Pedro, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I've had situations with siblings where they've tried to interfere in my past relationships and I've had to put them in their place about it and they've not liked it. And they still continue with certain amounts of behavior. So I backed off until they learned the lesson. Now, Chantel's parents don't seem to have that kind of fortitude. They still poke and get involved. So I don't know what Raw's history is in terms of relationships, whether his mother's got, you know what I mean? There seems to be
Well,
so
they
much.
said that he normally dates Latina women. He does not date within his race, which is nothing wrong with that. he's always been it seems like he always dates a woman younger than him. He doesn't date in his age range.
Okay. Probably what you
That's what they said.
saying with the social awkwardness, because somebody of his age and his category would probably recognize that, whereas somebody younger may think those personality traits are quirky. And as you were saying about the control move and the power move, it's easier to control, you know,
less
a younger
experience.
woman that
I
doesn't have life experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I did
I-
notice one thing about Karen though, when they were chatting at the end of the episode. It was the realest I ever saw Karen come close to being human. When she said that she would have left Anjanette in the street too. I think that was the real Karen that we saw for the first time in all these years.
Oh, I've been to know who Karen is. I
Mhm.
clocked her season 1, episode 1.
Mhm.
I just think that we have to get to the bottom of this because Antoinette, it seems like now
And-
her lies again.
Yeah, Antoinette is the mom that's going after Ralston. Another stupid name.
Anjanette, sorry. Anjanette.
Yeah.
And you know, what was funny was he was like, don't call him. Why not?
Because he knows that her mom is contacting him. I think he knows more than he's letting on.
Yeah.
But who do you think is playing who? Are they playing us or are they playing the family?
I think
I think we're being played.
Royal and Antoinette are playing the family.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think we are being played.
I think it's a bit of both.
Because it seems like he's telling, but see, this is the problem with Royal. These names, Karen. Royal. If you realize, he never has a conversation when the cameras come up. He never does. He never says anything. He never has something where you can play it back. It's always, we had this conversation on the phone. Or, he told me this beforehand. There's never a conversation you can catch him in a lie.
But he denies every conversation that they claim that they've had with him. He just denies it. Or just stops
But
talking.
how would you prove otherwise, Debbie? Because there's no evidence of such a conversation, so I can easily say it did not happen. It did not happen. So I think that's a very controlling sort of move on his part, also.
Mm-hmm.
But then also it's like a military tactic within the military, isn't it? You're taught certain things, how to evade questioning, how to evade capture.
Yep.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what he did at the bar. He just shut down. Like he went blank and he disengaged from even being at that bar when he was questioned by everyone. It was just so strange. Like that isn't like having a normal conversation. That to me felt very military.
Well, we're going to figure it out when her family comes into it because something isn't clean in the buttermilk and I'm on it. I need to figure out where they got married. Did they get married in Texas? Did you get married in Fulton County in Atlanta, Georgia? We need to figure out where they got married. I need to see.
Isn't Chantel's family in Atlanta?
Yeah.
He was living in Texas.
Correct. But a marriage is public record.
I have a question.
I'm searching now. I'm trying to find something.
Go ahead, Gatti.
I have a question. Who feels that Anjanette doesn't want her mother and is it the uncle to be brought into the picture? Because that's the feeling I'm getting from her. Like she doesn't want them to be brought in because there might be something there that we might find out about her.
But is her mom married? Because I swear Karen said something like, what's a married woman doing contacting Ralston or whatever his name is?
Ronson.
Ronson. Oh my God. Like, I'm calling him Richard moving forward. Why is a married woman contacting Richard?
I think it'll be revealed later on in the program. I think partially they're playing this to get a reaction out of us like this because it makes us want to come back and find out more. It adds and it makes it juicy.
She want to hop on it and do a full split. That's why she contacting Ralston.
Oh my God.
You never know these days.
And somehow I would be willing to pay to see that.
I would listen. Oh, we forgot about Nicole. Oh my
It's okay. We could keep forgetting about her.
Exactly.
She was so ridiculous at
Mhm.
his family's house. First of all, Nicole, I need you to act right for once. I don't know why she's so spoiled and I'm surprised her mother didn't come behind her and just smack her in the face when they were in the car. She don't need to do anything, Nicole. That's her house. You were in the wrong.
Yep.
You gonna sit at her house and sit on him and do a full split with her in the other room, huffing and puffing? The least you can do is pay her rent that month. Come on.
True.
And also the suitcases, was it ever going back? Because those are mainly suitcases for one person, and especially a dude.
Let me tell you, you showing up with 4 jumbo suitcases to my house. I want to know how many of them suitcases you selling. Like, and I'm getting my cut. That's how I'm feeling this strictly Beijing. I want to know if you already got people set up for them things, how much you selling them for, and what's my cut, because you're doing it all out of my house.
Okay. I think that he set that part up because isn't he Dominican? No,
Correct.
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
Dominican.
Yeah.
So he would know to a certain extent what the cultural expectations are, what your parents are like. To a certain extent, most Caribbean parents are like that. I could never turn up with a guy and just say to my parents,
that's all around the world. There is no place
No.
you can go with 4 suitcases and come in and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do your daughter in another room." You can't do
Even
that.
one, Ablavi,
but from the fact of
even one suitcase. Not even a suitcase, even just your own self. You cannot come into my mother's or my father's house. I can't bring a man into my mother's or my father's house like that.
And then
No.
you're a married man doing this.
I think
What
we
were
would
you
both.
gonna say, Queen? What were you gonna? I have
No,
to hear
well,
this.
Caribbean or world over, but in regards to them specifically, because Dominican is a part of the Caribbean, majority of us know whether we date other Caribbean people that you just don't turn up to a mom's house with how many suitcases. That's not acceptable. We usually know the protocol is you go, you introduce yourself, you speak to the dad, you speak to the mom, you speak to whoever the dominant parent is. You've got to wait some time before you just turn you know what I mean? Usually there's a ring on the finger or you're heading towards something before parents are going to allow you to just bring a man up in the home unless they're trying to use and abuse and get some money out of him.
But what if Nicole went and tell this idiot, "My mom is cool. You stay with me."
He probably
And
The idiot should have
her.
questioned. The idiot should have questioned that statement because no one's parent is cool, and especially if you've never met them before.
But you see, Lydia is a woman after my own heart. She don't want to question nobody. It's her house. Pedro paid the rent this month. She got that on lockdown. Get you and all of your belongings up on out of here. Done. I don't need to ask you no questions because this is my house.
No, I'm not saying Mama Lydia to question. I'm saying that Alejandro, while they were leaving, while he was being picked up, he should have questioned what she was saying, that we can go to my mom's house. There is no way you can end up into someone's house with suitcases like that, and you're too comfortable.
Alejandro got a little softy head. All of that facial paint that he putting on the beard is obviously impacting his brains. Like, I don't expect too much from Alejandro because in the first place, you got to be soft in the head to be going with Nicole. That's it. Like, unless you like ironing clothes all day long, I see her serving no other purpose. Case closed. She can't even give good head. Who gonna want they genitals rip up with them train tracks? No.
Oh,
I see no purpose for her in this life.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't say that. You know they like the train tracks. Look at Brittany.
No, I don't think she can maneuver her train tracks. I really don't.
Can. She was having all the guys with the dentures. Yeah, they like the train tracks. Give them something.
Brittany got them skills. Nicole is sadly lacking those skills.
That is a savage.
I'm just so tired of her. I really am. And I cannot believe she has pushed me to the point of even liking her mother at this point. Like, I was done with the Pedro posse. I really was. And now I'm like all on board Team Lydia. And she's just annoying.
Well, Lydia's not right because Nicole is out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for especially for a 25-year-old, she's behaving like a 2-year-old, and that's a bit too much. She should be thinking how she should be now living and trying to figure out her life and trying to get a job and whatnot, not hooking up with a married man who doesn't seem also to know better and using foul language in front of children.
Yeah, that I don't know.
She has that whole, like Angela and Michael in that whole how Angela is so perplexing and she has that attitude and the disrespect. I think it gauges the audience in the like Marmite. You either love her or you hate her, but you still want to cuss her backside because she's there.
Speaking of ain't S Angela, why is she on Pillow Talk now?
Don't know.
Because
she is.
Because she brings in the views.
She does.
Yeah.
The next Mama June.
She has a huge fan base.
I know, she's so
okay.
And then the funny thing about Chantel is we have to talk about this. Sometimes I don't think she's gotten a boob job, but we gotta first go with Chantel's body. Like, you have to give it to her. Chantel is a pretty girl. That little white outfit she was wearing was so cute. But I was looking at her boobs, I was like, man, Chantel, your boobs were already big. Why'd you go bigger? But I figured preference.
In that white outfit, which was really, really cute, and she looked so gorgeous. Yeah. It did, like, I decided based on that outfit that she did get a breast enhancement. Mm-hmm. I think she got some fat sucked out of her waist and put into her hips and her ass. And I think she had some lip filler.
Yeah, because she was very not skinny, but she was very more slanty.
She was sculpted. She looked way more sculpted than before. Mm-hmm. If I can put it
her hips were not that big. This season they seemed a bit bigger.
She folded herself out basically.
Because people always tell me, why is Pedro with Chantel? I said, do you see how pretty she is and how crazy she is? She must be knocking boots at night.
Some of my male friends have said it's the crazy ones that do the damn thing in the room.
Yeah. Maybe they're knocking off lamps and tables and chairs and shaking the whole room.
But you heard that, like, why do you always have to have sex in the bedroom? We have a couch, we have a kitchen.
Not with that body she bought. Give me something luscious to play up. I pay too much money to be putting hard surfaces. No.
And it seems like she plays dress up. Remember the cute little negligee thing that she had to go to New York? That was nice.
I will still maintain this. I don't understand the whole lingerie thing. I don't understand the whole. I just don't get it.
What don't you get?
It's an appetizer.
It's a waste of money. Just go see
No,
it's the same thing.
No.
I think Jamal, to his own, I get what you're saying as #nudist gang, but I understand just like a plate of food. Sometimes you just don't want it slapped on the plate. Sometimes you want it dressed up and looking fancy and for it to entice you a little bit.
Yeah. You always eat with your eyes first.
And then also, like when you see... Like when you see the string, you want to know where it's leading and where it's going. Yeah, that.
One thing is, I'm turning it off, but you're gonna get mad at me. I'm ripping the clothes. That's what it is. Where it is.
What was that? Repeat that.
I'm gonna rip. If I'm ripping stuff off, I don't want to be okay, I can't just rip it off. I gotta be gentle. I gotta
Yeah.
No,
no.
No,
rip,
you
rip.
do. You
That's
can
what
rip it
edible.
off.
That's what edible underwear is for, Jamal.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
ask
Queen.
Caesar.
Don't you rip my underwear. It's expensive.
That's
No,
it.
no.
That's exactly what it is, Bobby.
Unless you paying for a new pair, don't you
Of
rip my underwear.
course.
But that's how
You
you
rip
get a
off
new
the
one,
lingerie, he's
Ablavi.
gonna buy it back.
No,
That's how you get a new one.
going to the laundry. Listen, there are two things I like going to: the grocery store and the lingerie store. It's a special thing with me. I go there for hours. I get champagne. I pay coin for my lingerie. Don't you be ripping nothing. This stays whether you go or not.
So if the gentleman Abalavi was to give you some vouchers or his card and he wanted to tear it off, you'd be good with that.
Yeah, for him to tear off, but don't you be tearing off my collection. No, no, no.
Bobby got collective.
Don't you be tearing my collection up.
Oh,
Just
Oh
saying,
my
I'm just,
God.
I guess I get it. It's just like, I just can be a little rough. I just like to rip stuff off. I'm sorry. I'm not
Well, as
very.
long as you buy it back, you can rip whatever you want, Jamal.
exactly,
Okay, that's
Debbie.
fair.
I'm with
Okay.
you.
Oh, and I
Okay.
have to talk about Alejandro. He didn't go to Canal Street. He went to Rainbows, and
Not
he got those
Rainbow.
bags and stuff.
Poor Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Oh my God.
Oh, Pretty Girl. That's where he got that. That ain't Canal.
Wait, is Conway still around?
You know what? It's not anymore. They just shut the last ones down. But yeah, we used to have Conway.
You know what? And I remember this is taking it really far back. Down in Flatbush in Brooklyn, there's a place called Bobby's. And anytime anybody had a baby back home, we would go down there and buy all the baby stuff down in Bobby's.
Yeah.
And luggage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But no, and then with the, you don't even have to spend money. You can go to like a TJ Maxx, Century 21, and get you a good pair of perfume for like $10. There's
That's
no
true.
reason to go that cheap.
He didn't put thought into it, Bobby. I'm gonna go with you on that one.
And I want to see his wife. I'm hoping she's going to be on this show.
Oh,
I hope so too.
yes.
I saw a comment in the comment section when it said about Raw might no is it Thomas might not be Raw's dad. That could be possible, but I've seen too many families where their biological children are treated just as bad, if not worse. Sometimes there's favoritism over the years. Coming from a Caribbean background, my grandfather wasn't the nicest of people. He didn't particularly like girls, and he had a whole heap of girls. And then my uncle and some of my aunts were in the Caribbean, so they sent for my uncle who was in the Caribbean because they couldn't have a boy. So, and he treated the girls really, you know what I mean? And I've seen it on other sides where they've got favoritism. Some parents like the boys, some parents like the girls, some parents like a specific child, and that's it. So it's not to say that Thomas isn't necessarily Royal's dad. It's about parental dynamics.
True.
I don't know. I
It
just
happened.
think like Royal has a very interesting personality, and I don't think it gels with this family because Karen wants to be all up in your business, and I don't think Royal is one of those people who likes to share anything that resembles the truth.
But see, that's the problem with this show, because if you go by what Karen is saying, she's saying the opposite. She's saying Royal used to tell all his business. So which one is it?
Right. Exactly.
I think Karen wants to portray this perfect family, but there's no such thing as a perfect family.
And to a certain
She's not in River's business at all. She stays out of River's business, and she stays out of even Winter, because Chantel had to bring up the Winter thing.
Does River look like he have anything going on that looks like business?
He got his little rap career, yo.
And if he's got any sense, he wouldn't bring that, knowing how his mum behaves towards the other siblings, until he's actually serious about that person. He probably wouldn't bring that person around them. The other thing for me is, like, with Royal, maybe there's like psychological lying because he doesn't want to tell the truth because of the way that his family is. Like, I know with my family, I feel that way in certain respects. I don't gel with the rest of my family because of how my brothers and sisters, because I'm very different to them. So I feel like the odd one out to a certain extent, but I just tell it how it is. You don't like what I've got to say, that's your business. But he seems to just feel the need to lie when it's not necessary.
Queen, I would so not want to get you upset if I was in your family. I could just see right now. Yeah, you would go on. I could just see you.
I've got better as the years have gone on.
Okay.
I have no siblings, so I cannot relate.
Oh, and Jamal too. He'd be off the chain. He'd be making you in tears.
Are you an only child, Jamal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my mother's single mother. She raised me by herself, and basically the way she raised me was more as an adult. She always said, she's like, you need to understand how the world sees you and how the world will probably treat you. You let people know how to treat you, and when they don't treat you the right way, you let them know they're not treating you the right way. You're not having it. So basically, I just grew up just basically, if you made me mad, first I'm going to ignore you. You come back to me, I'm just cussing you out. You just don't be mad.
You know what's so weird? My parents are the complete opposite of me. Nice, doesn't really get into arguments, lets things go. Where like I'm the nut screaming and yelling.
But then the funny thing is my mom is a Sagittarius and we're kind of opposite. So she will she's has so much patience with people. She'll let you go on and on and on and on and on. I'll be like, Mom, why don't you just cut it at the point? She's like, Jamal, I'm not concerned. But then when she gets concerned, I'm like, no. It just goes all bad. I'm like,
us Sagittarius, we can't calm down. Like when we get mad, we off the chain. The only thing that's worse is a Scorpio.
I've got a daughter who's a Scorpio.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are we talking about what's her name? Jenny and Samit today?
Well, since we were on the topic of liars,
we have
okay.
Hey guys. So we're gonna go cover. We want to end on Jenny and Submit. We have about 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
So Jenny, I just want to sue Jenny for wasting my TV time. I really do.
I heard part of what Jamal said at the cut out.
Oh, sorry. I want to sue Jenny for my screen time because it's the same thing. But go ahead.
No, it. Are you okay, Queen?
Yeah, Queen. Are you frozen? She looks frozen.
She looks frozen.
Oh, there you are.
There
Can you hear us now?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I can hear everybody else. I just couldn't hear what Jamal was saying. It was cutting in and out. I don't know if it's my signal or whatever.
Oh, he was saying that he wants to sue Jenny for wasting his TV time.
Oh, Lord. Yes.
But you guys can go ahead and give your last
to be honest, I
thought
can't even comment
on Jenny.
I'm not watching it right.
I haven't watched it. I was just so done with the old garden tool. I had to go and just leave my life.
It's just more melodrama with him and his parents. I think he's lying to her. I don't think he'll ever marry her. I think that they're running a scam to try and get on the next season. But how many seasons can we watch of this nonsense?
Well, y'all won't cancel Angela, so why cancel Jenny?
Yeah, but at least Michael can't get over here because of immigration issues.
Then why is she on the show?
Because we're waiting to see when she beat up Michael.
You know what? I'm happy for 90 days to come back because
she's a polarizing character.
I am interested in seeing the new. But you know what? I want to see them use a black girl because they did us wrong with Brittany. They need to redo us because they did us wrong with Brittany. Oh man.
I don't know. I get scared whenever I see people of color come up because I dread that they're gonna go to Barbados. I've said this before. I just don't want to see anybody from Barbados on this show. I get very scared.
Well, look at how they did Nigeria.
I know. I know.
No,
That's
Ablavi,
why I
that's
get
that's the
scared.
problem I have. That's the problem I have. All of you do us wrong, like the rest of us. You do us wrong.
Yes. With Lisa and Angela, that was too disrespectful.
Yeah,
Whew.
that was completely wrong. I felt so bad for Nigeria. I'm like, see, if I were Nigeria, I would sue TLC and Char for bringing them over.
My favorite was Baby Girl Lisa and the music video. And my name is Soldier Boy.
That was so bad.
I've heard a lot of people in Nigeria have been complaining about TLC and Sharp for the representation of Nigeria and Africa as it stands, even in regards to Ethiopia with Ariella and Benin.
Ariel and Biniam, yeah.
There was
Like
a
over the
Nigerian
years.
guy at one point, wasn't there?
What was that, Pearl?
There was a couple where the woman was American and the man was Nigerian,
Mhm.
and he had catfished her initially.
Yes.
And she has a son. Remember what's his Nakia? That's it. Her name was Nakia,
Oh yes.
and he lived in Malaysia because he was going to at school there. And I'm not sure what happened with them. Does anyone know what happened to them?
No, they just went off. They were like, I don't even think they went to a reunion. That's how.
Because
Wow.
they got married. They had that wedding reception at the buffet place, and then that was it. We didn't hear anything about them anymore.
I think their relationship fell apart before the season did. And yeah, there were a lot of issues with that storyline.
But they don't just do Nigeria wrong. They do Brazil dirty too. With Paul, that was some of the foulest thing I ever saw. With Paul and Karina the first season, and when they robbed her with the machete, I said, oh.
Yeah.
I think they do other countries wrong. And
Period.
especially Africa. You do us dirty, man.
I cannot wait to see what they do with Belize.
And the worst they did was with Jamaica, with Jay. Jay,
Oh my God.
and Ashley.
Don't even get me started on that.
That
Oh,
was so funny.
Just stay away from Barbados.
I think
Thank
they're
you.
going to go to Barbados.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
What about the Haitian girl?
Oh, that was messy. But you know that she's in the UK now. She's married.
Is she? Oh.
Yeah, she's married.
Who the what was she? Haiti, right?
Yeah, the girl from Haiti.
That was nasty. What was her name? Abby.
Abby, that's it. And
Is it
Sean,
Abby?
was it?
Yeah.
And with the older white guy, and he kept going back and
Yeah.
forth. He was bringing
Yeah.
her
The
clothes,
two
her
older
money.
white guys, because one
Yeah,
she
one was
ended
older.
up in
One was
DR and
old,
the other
one was
one was
older.
in Haiti.
And she got scabies. What kind of nastiness is this? Scabies?
Wait, she got scabies?
Yes.
Remember she had a skin condition that she went to the witch doctor for.
Why did I think that was eczema?
No, that was
No,
scabies.
just
The
scabies.
other guy gave it to her, and he was like, I have scabies. I'm going, ew, what kind of nasty? I was so scabies. I was like, my man, where are you getting scabies from? What are you doing? In the swamp doing it? How you get a scabies?
I can't. Oh, scabies.
Yeah. So, guys, it's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
I do want to know, of all three of the shows, what are you looking forward to the most? Any of the shows, what are you looking forward to?
Okay, I'm looking forward to Chantel's family because the lives, I'm interested. They got me this season. They came back and said, you know what? First time we was disrespecting you. This time we're gonna give you plot line, and I love it. 90 Days the other way. I want everybody gone. I'm tired of, I hate to say this. Every time I see Tim, there's no way he can be straight. No way. No way they're sleeping together. That's not even happening. And then on 90 Days, I'm really looking forward for another. I hate that she's not on the show, Anfisa. I miss Anfisa and her gold digger. So I'm hoping we get a new Russian woman who's a gold digger.
Okay. Yeah, they do make the best TV. If we're being honest, 'cause they have skill. So I'm not gonna say her in front. They're very skilled in their game.
Well, the Russian girl this season is a pole dancer. So
Which one?
yeah.
Jovi's?
No,
Well,
the one with the guy on the farm.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Natalie and Mike.
yeah,
Natalie.
yeah,
Natalie,
yeah.
the one that looks
She's
like
a
from
pole dancer.
Reese's. What's his name?
Can't
I don't know.
remember.
I don't know this.
Mike.
This should be good though.
Mike. That's
Mike and
it.
Natalie.
Natalie and Mike. That
Mhm.
looked whole good. Abalavi, Anfisa's on YouTube if you love her that much.
But she's boring now. She's
No
not like,
balls to
oh,
cuss and tell her,
go
get
sell
my red
some.
bag.
So what else are you looking forward to? Pearl, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to the Family Chantel. I want to hope that with Mama's Boy that it gets better in the sense that the women actually start to fight back, these mothers. They start to get smart and actually doesn't just keep going down this creepy road. But yeah, no, but it's quite interesting. It's one of those things that you wanna like you watch through your eyes, through your hands covering your eyes, but you still keep peeking through because it's kind of interesting, but then at the same time really cringy. So
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Just one thing. They say that what's his name? Pillsbury. Oh my gosh, Larissa Colt is going to be back for 90 days.
Ugh, gross.
Who's gonna be back?
Colt.
For what?
What's he doing with Vanessa this time?
Vanessa's shooting they too, they say.
But
Really?
No, I'm not.
I'm not interested in seeing him and his mushroom.
oh God.
Or his vagina.
Oh, Debbie.
On the Family of Chantel, I'm interested in seeing if Nicole is going to try and slimy her way into seeing if her mom will divorce Alejandro, if that's what she's trying to sweet talk him for. I need to go back. I'm trying to find all the older episodes because obviously I've just joined in at this point in time, but I'm interested to see where it's going to go and how all these lies play out and see more of Royal and his character in terms of how he behaves and stuff. The rest, you can keep that for the moment. I'm not interested. I'm taking a break from 90 Day.
Once you watch Royal, like the past episodes, I would like to hear your feedback on his behaviors because it's very confusing and worrisome to me. Yeah.
I'm confused. Like I said, I'm confused and worried already. So
we're all confused. We're all confused. Gatatua, what do you say today? What are you looking forward to?
Of course, I want to see this Royal and Anjanette story. I want to see what is the truth actually, if they ever get to the truth. So I'm kind of hooked to that. And then hopefully they will bring Alejandro's wife. I would like to see her also. And also I want to see what Mama Lydia is going to do when now she's confronting Nicole about the married Alejandro situation. I'm hoping it's going to be good and she's not going to let us down. I really hope.
So too.
Then for 90 days, I don't even think I'm going to watch the new one. Like, yeah, you've done us dirty. I cannot. I can't.
We don't have anyone from the African continent on this
season,
right?
Like this season has scarred me. I think I need like 3 years to recover. Then I'll be back. I need to go to therapy and stuff.
But they're going to the league, so they're giving Africa a break.
Yeah.
What did you just say not too long ago, Miss Debbie?
What was that?
You said something I didn't hear you before.
You said, is there anybody here who's from the African continent?
Oh, no. I said, I don't think anybody is going to be on from the African continent.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's Belize. Like, that's the only person of color.
There's Tariq and Hazel.
Oh, but he's the American, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind about it. We'll see because you got me to watch I Love Mama's Boy. And with that show, I was rolling my eyes the entire time. I almost removed them from my socket, put them on the side. This is not a show you watch in public. This is not something you watch next to anyone. This one you watch under your covers, on mute, and full caption because, yeah,
It's
it's crazy.
disturbing. It is very disturbing. Like,
And I'm
mhm.
waiting to see what's the Korean lady? What's her name?
Emily.
Emily, yes. I heard that she cries a lot about things. But I'm waiting to see what she's gonna do post crying with this Afghani girl who's been brought by Shakib's mom. Because Shakib's mom is just the G.
She is.
Yeah,
Emily should quit now because Emily does not have what it takes to take on Shakib's mom. Just
yeah.
quit while
Agreed.
you're ahead.
She is gangster like that. What? That woman
Well,
can manipulate you into you giving her all your organs and stuff.
oh my God. And on that note,
Happy
guys,
Thanksgiving.
thanks for tuning in. Thanks for bringing all of these great points of view. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, including you, Queen.
Thank
We're
you,
sending
everybody.
our gobble gobble over to you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, all my American padres and family.
Well, thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm going to drop everybody down and let Jamal close out the show. All right.
Bye,
Bye.
See you guys
everyone, and happy
later.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks. All right, Jamal, want to end it
So,
off?
oh yeah, for me, Family Chantel, like Bobby said, there's Paul lines. I want to know who's lying. I've been trying to do some research and trying to find the marriage license for Royal and Jeanette. 'Cause I think that's gonna tell us the timeline.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the only thing I'm looking forward to at this point. I got to see what I can find.
I am hoping and praying for some sort of physical violence from Lydia towards Nicole. That's about it.
Okay, I could see that too. Like something.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button. We really appreciate it. Hit subscribe and add your notification bell. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.